Woodchester Mansion is a Grade 1 listed house in a Victorian Gothic style. It is unique because it is unfinished. George Huntley was the original owner of the Now estate, which he bought in 1564. He constructed a small mansion near or on the footprint of the one now standing. The estate became too expensive for the Huntleys to run, and the mansion and its surroundings were sold to Sir Robert Ducie in 1603. The Ducies carried out many alterations to the grounds, which cost a small fortune, and when the small mansion needed repairs, they simply could not afford it. Sir Robert eventually sold the property to one William Lee. Lee demolished the original mansion completely and started the construction of Woodchester Mansion as we see it today. The mansion was constructed from around the late 1850s. Over the coming years, Lee started running into financial difficulties, and by the late 1860s, all building work had stopped. During World War II, the estate was used as a camp for Canadian and American troops. During one exercise, a bridge over one of the lakes collapsed and several soldiers drowned. Their bodies were brought back to the mansion for storage. The first ghost stories were told long before Woodchester Mansion was even built. People claim the land on which the mansion is built has been haunted for over 200 years. Folklore conjures a story that the surrounding woods were home to a coven of witches. There are many tales of ghosts and strange phenomena from the mansion. A phantom female voice has been heard around the kitchen singing an Irish lament by many. The ghost of a young girl has been seen playfully skipping up and down the grand staircase, and apparitions of soldiers have also been witnessed. Loud bangs from within the building are often heard, and there have been cases of poltergeist activity as invisible hands have thrown stones. There have been many more haunting accounts from within these walls, but here is one I found particularly chilling. The current caretaker's dog seems to be very much aware of the ghosts in Woodchester Mansion. It sometimes wags its tail to a seemingly invisible person, licking the air, its tongue appearing to be actually touching something unseen. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the haunting and mysterious Woodchester Mansion. How are we doing, folks, and welcome back to the first episode 2024 of Dead Cold, and what a place we've come to. Big thanks to Corinne from the Jamaica and paranormal team for inviting us down here. But we are in the magnificent Gothic splendour of Woodchester Mansion in Gloucestershire. What a place to actually start 2024. I didn't think I'd actually be starting anything this early, to be fair. I thought I was going to have a longer lie off. But here we are at this magnificent place. What do you think first impression, Steve?
The hairs are standing up already. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. It really is. I think we're in for an absolutely stonking night.
I really hope so, folks. But as you know, on this channel, the way we roll, we'll try and debunk as we go. We are with about another 6 people here tonight.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to try and keep ourselves separated. Me and Steve are going to be, there's the ools. Me and Steve are going to be predominantly by ourselves. That's great.
Beautiful.
Great to hear the owls. At least not a bloody barn owl. So we're going to go right to the top of the building first, into the attic room, if you want to call it that. apparently one of the most, or can be one of the most active areas of the of Woodchester Mansion. So come with us whilst we go upstairs. Away then. Right, we are going to sit up here. I mean, you look at this, absolutely, look at those beautiful, absolutely beautiful, almost like a wishbone type arch. Very Gothic, French Revival, absolutely superb. Really is fantastic. We'll do a bit of calling out first with a few lights on, and then we'll go lights out if it starts getting a bit juicy. You right, Steve?
All good.
Right. I'm going to start by introducing myself to you. If at all you can hear me, if at all there are any energies, any spirits, any people other than us that are here in this vicinity on this top floor. I'm asking if you could come to us, make some kind of contact with us in any way that you see fit. We're quite friendly people. That was just my stomach growling. There'll be a lot of that tonight. I call it paranormal stomach.
It's impossible.
It's very possible. It's very possible for me to have paranormal stomach. Already I'm not used to holding this camera for that many months there now that my arm's getting tired. Yeah, I feel a breeze over my face every now and again, but as I say, open ceiling, big drafty Gothic mansion.
I've heard a strange noise down here, but I've got a voice recorder going, so it'll be interesting to play that back later and listen.
Definitely. I forgot my.
I
Yes.
can hear ladies' voices downstairs at the moment, but it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, but can every now and again hear the folks right downstairs, and obviously I'll try and point that out in the edit of the video. It's a big open building. Voices will carry through 3 and 4 floors. There's 3 floors in this place, including a cellar. That makes it 4. At least I can count. There we go. That wasn't laughing ghosts. There are crows that roost on the roof. I saw this this afternoon when I came down here. Me and Steve came down here this afternoon. We saw the crows on the roof. There's quite a few of them, and some of them actually are able to get inside of the building as well. You see by the drone footage, there's scaffolding on the rear of the building. They're having some roof work done. Something interesting here, actually. I'll show you this whilst I'm here. So this is lovely. I don't know why there's 2 chairs there, but what you see here is the makings of the vaulted ceiling below. I mean, that is just absolutely superb to look at. Absolutely superb. Craftsmanship in this place is unreal. Angry, says the ghost tube. Just saw a bit of flash of light there, to be fair. That was just me. Flash of light just came just in that top corner there. I don't know if that was just me flicking around. It might have just corner of the eye kind of phenomena. But angry, I don't know about angry. We're definitely angry. Is anyone here that's angry? That we don't know, that we can't see?
Are you angry because we're here?
Would you
Don't
just
want us around?
Yeah? Would you just want to get the hell out? Leave you alone? Stop asking questions, like you've probably heard many people before. Ask the same goddamn questions all the time. Why don't you try to ask us something? If indeed that black device on the floor down there is to be believed, you can maybe communicate through that. I'm reaching, of course.
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, apparently, let me explain. Apparently that device on the floor, has a word bank inside of it. And if you're able, you can manipulate that phone. That we call it a phone. It's a black box, contains words. You can manipulate the electronics or the silicon chips inside that phone to maybe help us understand you. So maybe you could communicate through that. I don't know. Just a theory. That's my stomach growling again.
Jesus Christ, it's gone icy cold here. Seriously cold.
Are you touching Steve? Are you walking through Steve?
Did you hear that?
What?
I heard a woman humming.
No.
Jesus Christ,
I
I
don't
get a
know.
shiver down my spine.
Was that a lady? Is there a lady here with us? I've got goosebumps, to be fair.
Where the hum was, it wasn't as long this time. It was a very short one.
Does it sound like it's coming from quite near you?
It sounds like it's coming from around here.
Right. That was a fox.
But that very first time, I mean, I just had it was icy cold. The temperature, seriously dropped.
Yeah. Is there anybody on this staircase with us? That fox.
Cool.
It is pretty cool, to be fair.
Tony will be impressed.
Shout out to Foxy Tony.
Stop.
Foxy Tony. This next section got a little eerie. I've adjusted the volume so you can hear the faint noises a little better. I'm not claiming this is paranormal, but it's interesting and it happened on the night. It could well be noises carried up from downstairs.
Was that you?
No. That sounded like a couple of footsteps.
It did. Right next to me.
If that's you, is that you, Steve?
No.
That sounded like come from below. Hello? Is there anyone here? I had the camera point on you the whole time, Steve, and I really don't think you moved at all.
No, I haven't.
When I heard those boards, it was like a boards creaking sound, wasn't it?
I'm in a fairly comfortable position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, if you can hear me walking on these boards, you can't really mistake footsteps on these boards. So, I mean, was it here?
It's not for you.
It's not for me. That's what the Ghost Tube app just said. It's not for you. Well, if it's not for me, then who's it for? Could you tell us? Could you give us a name? I'll tell you mine. My name is Mark.
Mine's Steve.
So if you could bring all our names through to that Ghost Tube app, then please do so. We leave the drafty spaces of the top floor and journey to the middle floor for an unlikely place, the bathroom. Now then, lads and lasses, we have come to the middle floor and we're going to try out, being told that the bathroom, believe it or not, can be quite active. Corinne just said it used to be the officers' during the Second World War. It was the officers' kind of main room, so to speak. And there has been reports of like soldiers have been, Second World War soldiers have been seen here. So, the bathroom. This is one of the fireplaces of the bathroom. Obviously it would have been a very, very cold bathroom. No central heating back in these days. This would have been the bath. I mean, look at this for a bath. That is a carved limestone bath. And these would have been the taps at this end. Look at that, man. That is just unbelievable. Two dogs' heads as the where the water comes through. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, to look at it, you'd think that was just done. But no, it has been stood here since the 1870s and nothing more has been done to it. Unbelievable. So here, going through, what was this one again? Was it been like the...
It's a shower room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You've got the...
So you've got like, obviously this wasn't finished as well. So you've got this in the roof. Again, we think one of them would have been the for the water coming through. Another one they think might have actually had, so looking at this smaller one, would have had a chain coming through the mouth to actually to yank the plug. As you can see, there's nothing going on at all. Totally unfinished. These thin limestone tiles or slabs of stone are still on the walls and unfinished. Absolutely nuts. I mean, this stonework just looks brand new. It looks brand new. I mean, I'm in the building trade and we do stonework restoration. This looks like it's just been recently restored, but it hasn't. Not for a long, long time, as somebody actually touched this with human hands. But it's so well preserved. And there is the proof. If you hear a lot of grumbling every now and again, folks, I do apologise, but it is my stomach again. I just can't help it. It's just the way I am. I'm getting old. The winter plumage is definitely in. 500 words loaded apparently, and all I can say is bless. Right. Recalibrated, allegedly. If it keeps on saying bless now, I'm going to start singing Hail Marys, Our Fathers, and goodness knows what else. Well, it was. They were devout. The people that were running this place. I mean, you know, I take the piss a little bit, but it is a historical fact that the family that mainly had this place for a long time, and I forget the surname of them, I really do. I'll flag it up on the. You might have heard on the intro that I've done anyway. So it's those folks. They would.
It was the Lee family, wasn't it?
The Lee family. Thanks very much, Steve. They are devout Catholics. They had the chapel built downstairs, but this was not their home. They had their home a bit further away, and they also had their own chapel there as well. So devout Catholics. There is a theory that this place had been built for Freemasons as well, as the head of the Lee family was part of the Masons. Hence, all of you see these lot of geometry everywhere as well, which is again like a feature of the Masons' iconic kind of like symbols and stuff like that. Right, I tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to go lights out. Let's not faff around, folks.
Leave here.
Oh, there we go. Now we've started.
Yeah. As soon as the lights go out.
As soon as the lights go out, or just before the lights went out, Ghost Tube app says, leave here. Can't say it like me. I think I'll say it a little bit better. Leave here now. Now, if the Ghost Tube app said it in that voice, I will. What's it say?
Water.
Water. Well, we are in the bathroom. Yep. It's getting interesting. It really is an honour to be here, actually. I really feel quite privileged to come here. I know obviously other people come here, but I love to walk the halls and corridors of these old buildings. It's just, for me, that's just what part and parcel of what my kind of paranormal experience needs to be. Obviously there are some exceptions, but for me to come to a place like this with history, this is my bag. Can you see me stood by the bathroom door opening? Because I'm looking right down the corridor. And I would love to see you walk down those stairs and straight down this corridor. I can't even imagine what that would be like, seeing that. That would just be... It would be both awesome and...
Listen.
I'm listening.
Leave here.
I am listening.
Why are you so desperate for us to leave here?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one cat ball left in my arsenal, and I've put it in that hole. It is flashing every now and again, but I guarantee you this, I am not taking that as gospel. So what I want to happen is for that ball to leave that hole. I'll show you what's in there. I'm not going to trip over anything, because I'm purely relying on this night light to show where I'm going. So you can see there, that's where the cat ball resides. I'd like it to either end up, because this,
Here.
I'm going to turn that thing off, it's going to be weak. This goes through there and round the corner into that shower room that I showed you before. And I'd like that ball to be moved either into this room or into the shower room. That's what I'd like to happen. Do you think you could do that for me? Do you hear that?
No.
There was a bump there. What am I standing on? Are we standing on... We're standing on rock. We're standing on stone. It was... I mean, I don't know if the camera picked it up there, but it definitely sounded like that came from above. I'll try and pick that up in the edit. Do you think you can do that for me? Do you hear that?
No.
Could you do that again, please, if that was you that made that bump? It was a bump noise. Sounded like it came from within the ceiling. Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah.
Sounded like it come from above.
Sounded like it was coming from the right of it. Yeah, right of it.
Here it is again.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually, because we don't know the proximity of the people that actually live here, or are more or less permanently here all the time. there's a couple that live here. Yeah, that bump could be them, to be fair, couldn't it?
Could be.
If they're kind of walking around, or I know they might have even gone to bed and they're kind of just shuffling around. I'd like to think it was something paranormal, but you know, we don't know.
Obviously, if there is somebody in here with us right now that could possibly be making a noise, or noises, carry on. Come and join me in the bath. I thought we were going to say that.
What more of an invitation?
Dislike.
What did it say?
Dislike. Brilliant. Well, I was just about to say, what more of an invitation do you want? Dislike. There we go. Maybe there is something. Maybe there is something in that.
I'm heartbroken.
I tell you what, you've just hurt Steve's feelings there. I'm disappointed, to be honest. I really am. There he was, offering to jump in the bath with you, and you say dislike. I don't know.
You don't want to listen.
Don't call them biggest dickers for nothing. Could you reach out, please? If there's anybody here, in front of me now, or in this corridor, could you walk towards me and reach out and touch my hand? Because I'd really like to try and feel what it's like to be touched by somebody that's either trapped here, an energy that's trapped here, a spirit that is trapped here, a human that thinks that they are still alive, that can't seem to get out of this building. Would you like to come and take my hand? Alright folks, we have had, nothing really down here, to be honest. So we are going to go and meet with the others, probably have a coffee break. We'll be back. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Bye. Alright then folks, so we've had a break, nice bit of coffee, get rejuvenated. Only to go down into the depths, the bowels of this here place. We're now descending into the cellar. It's quite a good sized cellar there down here. So, and it predates this current building. So this current building was built on the foundations of the previous building's cellar, which goes back to the 1400s. So let's hope there's something interesting down there.
Something dark from the old world is said to haunt the cellar. Some have described it as an elemental. Others say it's a skulking golem-shaped entity that hides in the shaded corners of this centuries old cellar.
Oh, nice shot of the merch there, Steve. One of a kind, that one. Never be repeated, what Steve's got on. So, anybody wants to buy it, it might be on eBay soon.
Yeah, get your bids in.
I think this is where we'll conduct ourselves.
Yes.
This has got some proper character to this one. You can see those nice handmade bricks up there with the, again, with the ribbed vaulted ceilings. Absolutely superb. I mean, look at this. Absolutely beautiful stonework. I could just kind of gush about the stonework anyway without doing anything else. But that's just me. I love the oldie worldy. Gave me anything to do with stone. Stone and old timber. Well, I didn't realise that was down here. Right folks, what we're going to do, we're going to set up in here first and we'll be back in a bit to bring you along with us again. So, as I said before, what I've got again, I've got the honeytone amp with all the noise gates, and it's plugged into the SB7 spirit box. I'm not going to cycle the radio channels. I'm just going to leave it plain static, and that's all it's going to do. We're going to see if we're going to get any voices through the static instead of actually radio chatter, which, you know, any kind of voices that come through when it's radio chatter could obviously be. Somebody's talking. So let's just hope we get something through here. Again, probably won't do, but I just want to try it as an experiment. Instead of getting that constant all the time, let's just see if we get any noises or anything come through that static at all. Over here, we have the Ouija board. I'm not going to use it as a Ouija board. I'm not really interested in using it as a Ouija board because I don't really believe in it, to be fair. But that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, others vary. But I've got the Melrem and the K2 set up on there just in case anything happens. Again, do I believe in them two gadgets? Probably not, because they never go off anywhere really. There we go. It's doing that quite often these last few times. The thing is getting old, like me.
No
so,
comment. No comment.
No comment. A couple of old timers here now, that's for sure. Right, calling out. I mean, you've probably heard us already, so we probably don't need to really say much. But we are down here in the cellar. Would you like to come around us? Come and say hello. I mean, I'll go for a walk around here myself. Just get that around there like that. I'm sure Steve will tell me if anything happens. But let me just show you around this cellar. There's just like little rooms everywhere, to be fair. Again, the cellar, I've been told the cellar was used for to keep munitions in for the troops. So, what's this what used for? I don't think it was used for anything else, but to keep for storage. To be fair, I don't know. There's some people say there might have been dead bodies kept in here, but I think that was more kept in what they actually call the mortuary, which is upstairs, which is like an old style. It's called the mortuary, but it's not really a mortuary, to be fair. It's a cold food storage place. Quite clever the way it works, to be honest. If we go in there later on, I'll show you. So, as I walk along this cellar, I mean, the cellar's not huge. I thought it was actually a bit bigger, to be honest, but you've got these offshoots, and there's the stairs going back up where we came down. So this is where it's just Steve talking to the spirits, trying to get them aroused. Put this side. We'll get Stephen shot as well. You know, he is here. Sorry, excuse me, windy pops. So I'm going to leave that playing for 5 minutes. See if anything comes through. I mean, it's been on for 5 minutes already and nothing's come through. But what I'd like to probably do is I'll have a bit of talking first, and then I'm going to shut the hell up. Just to see if anything actually does want to actually make itself heard down here. Maybe we might be able to hear people's, spirits' footsteps. Maybe one of the spirits can, if it's at all possible, to actually,
that's me,
to be able to talk through that thing. I don't know. A total experiment.
We have heard that some of the spirits here like to throw stones. So hopefully you won't want to throw them directly at us. Anywhere in the room, if you want to grab our attention. Go for it.
Yeah. Hopefully, one of those big rocks that I can see down there. I don't want them chucked out.
Fancy one of those whistling past you.
But anything small you might be able to find just to actually grab us your attention. That would be fantastic. In fact, what I've got here. I'll tell you what, you can have that. See that? That flashing ball that I've just chucked on the floor. It's now settled. If you can roll that back to me, or even better still, flick it back at me, that would be, well, just simply unbelievable, to be fair. But unless you can make that thing move, I'm not interested. I'm not interested if it just sparkles and, you know, such like. I'm not interested in that. I want to see it move. So if you've got the energy, use our energy. I give you permission to use our energy. And let's just see if you can move it. You can see that's directly under the table, under the chair, sorry. So if you can use our energy to move that ball, that would be so good. I think I would just pack up my gear and leave. You can see it's actually on the there's like indentations, dimples if you want to call them that, in the floor, in the natural stonework of the floor. So that's settled where it is. So I'd be surprised if it actually flashes, to be honest. Not that I'm interested in flashing. But obviously if you move it, physically move it, it will flash as it moves. There's obviously still the radio over there as well if you want to talk through that. Either of them would be fantastic. Sounds like a click from the radio. I'll tell you what would be an absolutely amazing thing as well. I just thought about this as well. Obviously, we'll go back to war days and such like. And I might actually be wrong. But that radio, obviously you knew what radios were for back in the day. But if you could respond by clicks through the radio, almost like a Morse code, would be unbelievable. And I'd be truly grateful if you can click through that radio.
And if you are one of the old soldiers from the Second World War, then that radio should look pretty similar to something that was probably around about that time anyway. So it should look familiar.
After a long time spent in the cellar, and with little or nothing happening, we decided to go back to the ground floor, to the mortuary, the cold storage room.
Alright then folks, so we have come to another place on the ground floor known as the Mortuary. Now, it's not a mortuary per se. It's actually more like a storage, like a cold storage area. And I'll show you how it works because it was quite interesting. This is what we got explained to us. So, oops, let me just get this right. So let me just shift my camera out of the way. So this is how it works. On the other side of that wall is a water collection trough or underground tank, if you want to call it that, for the rainwater. It's then filtered in a bath or a channel underneath here, and obviously the air is cool coming off the water, and then it comes out. The air comes out through these vents that go all the way down. So this room is constantly at a very ambient temperature, like a medieval, well not medieval, but an old-fashioned fridge. So that was quite clever. As I say there, it's called the game larder. Obviously there would have been hung up game here to actually to mature and keep, but it is actually oops, I went a bit cloudy there. So when the accident happened that I mentioned earlier on, let me just turn this round. So the accident that happened earlier on that I was telling you about with the bridge collapse on the lakes, this is apparently where the bodies were stored. The guys the soldiers that died, they were actually, because obviously this is a well kept at low temperature room, this is where the bodies were stored. So that's why we're here. So we're going to spend the next maybe 20 to 30 minutes here, and then obviously you'll see if anything comes of it. See you in a bit. So we'll do a bit of calling out in here, maybe 10 minutes or so, see if we get anything at all, and I might take you to the kitchen just to finish off, and we'll see what happens after that. So I'd like to address, call out, shout to the spirits of Woodchester Mansion, to any, in particular any servicemen, American, British, Canadian, European, that were ever here, because I'm not too sure who actually died in the accident on the bridge, what nationality they were, but we'll address them specifically and ask if they were brought here to this room. Can you make any noises for us at all if you're here? Just behind the camera is the old clock face from the courtyard clock. Obviously we can't get access to the courtyard, it's quite derelict. But there's even bullet holes in the old clock face, which I'll show you in a bit. For when they were taking pot shots in the clock back in the day for target practice, which is quite remarkable really, to see that. If there's any kind of spirits here at all, servicemen or otherwise, they can hear us, they can see us, then please, we welcome you in, and we very much like for you to communicate with us. any way you see fit. Could you go near any of the devices at all that you see? You might see a few green lights. All you need to do is go near it. Supposedly that's how it works. Though I've never had that myself.
We do understand that this is probably not the nicest area for you to come back to if you had passed away and your body was laid to rest in here temporarily. It's probably a room that you don't want to revisit. So you fully understand, but if you are present, just feel free to communicate.
We've been told that you're apparently very good at throwing stones or gravel. I would love to see that, or to witness it. I mean, there's plenty of bits of, I bet you imagine plenty of bits of stone or small stones or gravel to be thrown in and around us, maybe in the corridor outside.
Doesn't have to be in a malicious way, you can just throw it to the floor, just make a sound with it. Doesn't have to be in a malicious way, you can just throw it to the floor, just make a sound with it.
We don't actually know what ghosts are, if indeed they do exist. And apparently they do exist here. Some odd things have been captured here over the years. And I've said it before at the beginning of the video, but I know some very trustworthy people that have had quite a few different accounts of walking, being touched, tugged claws, kicked, poked, stones thrown, doors slammed. But it has been an exceptionally quiet night tonight.
I'm not sure whether you actually saw any military action during the war. I guess you did. And as a nation, we're extremely proud of everything you did to defend this country.
Yeah. People have said that have seen apparitions of servicemen here, so are we to believe that you are here? I think if those accounts are true, then yes, it is. Well, folks, we never actually got to do the kitchen, but never mind. We've come to the final entrance corridor now. I mean, you look down there. I mean, that's a pretty good sight down there, to be fair. I like that. And the bat has been coming out as well, which has been great.
Has.
So I'd personally like to thank Corinne from the Jamaica and Paranormal team for inviting us here. What a great start for 2024 for us to be in this wonderfully historic place. As you can hear in the background, they're all coming down because it's time to pack up now. It's about 2:30 in the morning, so massive thanks to everyone. Massive thanks to everyone that watches this channel as well. I really do appreciate it. And until the next time, me and Steve, we'll see you soon.
Take care, guys.
Cheers.